Gotten the 2-minute warning in my ear, Oliver. Oliver Slope, Blue Line Futures in Chicago. 120 seconds, brother. Have at it.
Well, you mentioned it. This positive day really across the board does kind of feel like it's limit up, although we're obviously far from it outside of the cotton markets. But nice to see a move out above the 20-day moving average. I'm sure other analysts have covered that as well. We haven't seen a close above there in corn since December and November for the soybeans. So I think some of this is probably just some self-fulfilling technical buying and short covering ahead of tomorrow's report. There's obviously a much bigger report at the end of the month. I'm sure people are starting to get positioned for as well. So this is the first rally, though, in a long time that we feel like is might be sustainable, at least for the time being. I think eventually it probably will get sold into, but this time of year you get some uncertainty that comes into the markets, not just from weather in the United States, but South America as well, as in particular the corn market. It's hot and dry down there in some of those top producing areas for that second crop. So it's going to be interesting to see what the USDA does for production down there, as well as soybeans down in Brazil. Now that we're over 50% through harvest in Brazil, will the USDA finally, roll back some of their expectations for Brazilian soybean production? They've been slow to do so far, but maybe with a little bit more data, they'll have a little bit more reason to in tomorrow's report.
Real quick, I just had on an analyst that said that Brazilian farmers are a lot like the U.S. farmer. They are undersold in their corn. Have you heard something like that too?
A lot of farmers think the same way. I think a lot of people are pretty undersold across the board. Demand is going to continue to be a dark cloud that probably dampens any significant relief rally. So if you look back to 2019, where we got a sharp kind of V-shaped recovery into the springtime, that eventually ended up making new lows. So I think we do get a rally in the springtime, but I think producers are going to want to take that as an opportunity.
All I hear from you, Oliver, is don't be asleep at the switch. All right, we're going to go away. We're going to take a quick break. We're going to come back and talk more meats with Oliver Slope. He's with Blue Line Futures in Chicago. We'll be right back after this. Let's bring in Oliver Slope, Blue Line Futures, Chicago. Oliver, anything jump out of you there that looks interesting?
Well, live cattle look fantastic. We're continuing to bump our heads up against resistance. I think that we'll probably be able to chew through resistance and make a move up into the mid-190s for that April contract. But we really need to see cash firm up to I think, really kind of reaccelerate that upside move. Now, feeders, on the other hand, they're positive for the most part today and really kind of exceeding my expectations. If you would have told me that, we'd have corn trading off the lows like it is today, I would have thought that feeders could be under pressure, $1 or $2, but they're holding their own, and I think that probably, is a sign of some good underlying strength in that market. Now, seasonally, this is a time to see some weakness in feeder, so I'm optimistic on live cattle. I'm a little bit hesitant to get overly optimistic on feeder cattle, especially after the run that they've had over the last several months. So for people looking to get some downside protection on, I really think this is an incredible opportunity at these levels.
Anything from the outside markets, Jay Powell or non-farm on Friday, tomorrow, that could maybe give you a little bit of help in what you think some of the consumers could afford for this meat? You got about 10 seconds.
Yeah, well, he was speaking the last couple of days, and you're seeing the outside markets respond. It is buy everything. Rate cuts are still alive and well on the table. It'll be interesting to see if that actually plays out.
We had a very well-respected economist on this show earlier today, Oliver, and I'll let you know. I won't bury the lead. He thinks there is a chance of a rate hike. So, yeah, it's interesting stuff. Thank you very much for being on.
I think that's warranted.
Yeah, I agree. All right. Oliver Slope, Blue Line Futures in Chicago. Bring it back here and give it back to you, Suzanne. That was interesting stuff.